Hi there and welcome back to another Papetti Math YouTube video tutorial, where today I am going to be teaching you, yes you, Algebra 1. And in this video we're going to be looking at Lesson 4, which is titled Quadratic Transformations. And it says at this point you have seen transformations of absolute value functions and square root functions, among others. Today you will see how quadratic functions transform in a very similar way to these two functions. So in exercise number 1, let's consider the following statements. The graph of w of x is equal to the absolute value of x plus 2 minus 5 shifts the function 2 units left and 5 units down from the parent function of the absolute value of x. The graph of k of x is equal to the square root of x plus 2 minus 5 shifts k of x 2 units left and 5 units down from the parent function of the square root of x. So based on this, where do you think the vertex of the graph g of x is equal to x plus 2 squared minus 5 will be shifted from the parent function of x squared? So we could see some similarities here. And those similarities are that we have plus 2 inside of our absolute value, plus 2 inside of our square root, and now we have plus 2 inside of our squaring. So inside of our parentheses that are being squared, for that matter. So this plus 2 is inside. And we should remember from one of the previous chapters, where we were talking about the less popular functions and how they shift, is that when we add inside, it shifts our function left. And that's what it says, 2 units left, 2 units left. And quadratics are going to be no different when they're in this form. So we have adding 2 on the inside of the parentheses, so it's going to be shifted 2 units left. But that's not all that's going on with this function, because we've taken care of the plus 2 inside, but now we also have this minus 5 outside of the squaring. Just like we have this minus 5 outside of the square root, and this minus 5 outside of the absolute value. And when we subtract outside of these operators, we're going to see that it shifts 5 units down. So 2 units left and 5 units down is where our vertex is going to be located of g of x. So if we have parabolas or quadratics in this form right here, we could tell how that parabola has been shifted from the parent function. Just another way of finding our vertex. Because if our vertex was 2 units left from the origin, 1, 2, and 5 units down from the origin, we know that our vertex is going to occur at -2, -5. And if you were to put this in your graphing calculators, you would see, in fact, that the vertex is occurring at -2, -5. And now if this exercise helped you to see how we could use quadratics and apply our shifting rules to quadratics, give it a thumbs up, because we're going to be looking at a lot more of these, starting with exercise number 2 in our next video. Thank you for watching.